High mortgage rates and home prices have made for a bit of a sluggish market in recent years. So will 2026 bring any relief for prospective buyers?
30-year fixed rate mortgage right now, about 6.04%. Guys, that's a 3-year low. And if you're looking at a 15-year fixed, that is below 6%. And the experts tell us we've got a range of estimates for this year, but anywhere from 5.75% to 6.3%. Guys, that's a lot better than the 7 or almost knocking on the door of 8% of a couple of years ago. Now, most people are in a mortgage below 5%. They're not going anywhere. But we're starting to see some movement here. By the end of last year, you had about 1 in 5 mortgages in this country were at 6%. So people are giving up on the idea of 2 and 3% mortgages again, and they're starting to buy homes.
Mortgage rates now at a 15-month low. The official average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage now 6.15%. So that's down from 7% at this time last year. What's behind this? The Federal Reserve cut rates 3 times at the end of last year. The Fed's now in kind of wait and see mode, so a lot of housing analysts do expect that we will stay in this low 6% range this year.
You found the house, the price fits your budget, you ran the mortgage numbers, everything lines up, you are ready. Then the costs you did not plan for start showing up, one by one, after you have already signed. This is not a rare story in 2026. This is what is happening to buyers all across America right now. People who did everything right, saved their down payment, got pre-approved, picked a good neighborhood, and still walked away financially damaged because nobody warned them about the 5 mistakes that are quietly draining $30,000 or more out of first-time buyers in the first 2 years of home ownership. Here is what makes this so infuriating. Every single one of these mistakes is completely avoidable. You just need to know what they are before you close, not after. This is Bricks Market. Today we are breaking down all 5, with the real numbers behind each one and the exact fix for each. Subscribe to Bricks Market right now. We do this every single week, and this is exactly the kind of information the industry would prefer you did not have before you sign. Let's go. Mistake 1.
A mortgage typically refers to a loan used to buy a piece of real estate, for which that property serves as collateral. Today, 63% of homeowners in America are paying off their mortgages, according to Zillow.
Every percentage increase in a mortgage rate significantly increases the monthly payment, especially for low and moderate income families. So there are good reasons in the broader economy for raising rates, but this isn't good news for those trying to purchase a home.
Taking the first mortgage rate you are offered. This is the most expensive mistake on this entire list, and it is happening to the majority of buyers. According to a Zillow report, nearly 7 in 10 home buyers settle for the first mortgage offer they receive. 7 in 10 people hand their lender tens of thousands of dollars in unnecessary interest without ever asking a single competitor what they would charge. The numbers are brutal. A Lending Tree analysis found that home buyers in the nation's largest metro areas saved an average of $80,024 over the life of a 30-year loan, simply by comparing offers from multiple lenders.
The Fed is going to meet again at the end of this month, October 28th and 29th. Word on the street, the financial streets, is they are expected to cut the rate 1, perhaps 2 times by the end of the year. So that's good news, because when they cut that rate, then the mortgage rates follow. But here's the pro tip, which is really interesting. If you have your ducks in a row, you're ready to buy, now is the time to talk to your lender ahead of that October 28th, 29th meeting, because it's really in the days before the Fed meets that the mortgage rates start to go down in anticipation of the cut. Then they announce the cut, and then the rates sort of start ticking back up again. So you don't want to be late to the game on that.
Not by having better credit, not by putting more down, just by making a few extra phone calls before signing. Even in the short term, the damage is real. Freddie Mac research confirmed that shopping with multiple lenders saves buyers over $1,000 per year on a 30-year loan that compounds to $30,000 minimum. That is your money sitting on the table waiting for you to claim it. Kara Ung, senior economist at Zillow, said it directly. Getting quotes from 2 to 3 lenders strikes a smart balance. It's enough to surface real differences in rates and fees without turning the process into a second full-time job.
For sellers, at least, gone are those days, right, of multiple offers above asking. While many would-be buyers, they are waiting for a return of those pandemic-era rates. But the reality is, rates likely won't get much lower anytime soon.
This is a good size.
The Dow family is taking their time to find their dream home.
We don't feel as pressed to put in an offer right away. We do see other houses come up quite frequently.
And the rate is not the only thing you are negotiating. One real case documented by AmeriSave shows a couple who got 4 lender quotes and found origination fees ranging from 0.5% to 1.2% on the same $300,000 loan, a $2,100 difference. By showing lender A what lender B was charging, they got the fee dropped. One phone call, $1,800 saved. The fix? Get at least 3 quotes. Compare the annual percentage rate, not just the headline interest rate, because APR captures every fee the interest rate hides. Do this before you fall in love with a specific house, so you are not rushing the most important financial decision of the entire process.
Signs of crack showing in the housing market with new home sales down sharply in July. This as the 30-year fixed rises again. And at the same time, we're seeing prices starting to ease in some areas of the rental market.
Mistake 2, skipping the home inspection to win the bid. When the market gets competitive, buyers get told to waive the inspection to sweeten their offer. The seller will like you more. You will win. What they do not tell you is what you are walking into blind. A standard home inspection runs between $296 and $424, according to Home Advisor data compiled by Rocket Mortgage. A few $100s, that is what buyers are choosing to skip. And the cost of what they find on the other side of closing? Unexpected repairs discovered after closing when a buyer waives inspection can easily total between $10,000 and $50,000 or more within the first year of ownership. A roof replacement alone averages $11,000, with a range of $8,000 to $22,000. Foundation crack, $10,000. Major bathroom renovation, $5,000 to $25,000. Kitchen problems, $10,000 to $50,000. Here is the legal reality that makes this even more dangerous.
New home sales for July were out this morning with a massive drop, down nearly 13% for the month and nearly 30% year over year. This as the supply of newly built homes for sale is soaring. John.
Once you close on a home without an inspection, the problems are yours. You only have a legal case against the seller if you can prove deliberate concealment, and that is extremely difficult to establish after the fact. Real estate expert Davis told Newsweek plainly, buyers waived inspections they absolutely needed. When emotions run the show, buyers overpay today and regret it tomorrow. The fix: never waive your inspection. In 2026's balanced market, where inventory is up and buyer leverage has returned in most cities, you rarely need to. And if a seller specifically refuses to allow one, that refusal is one of the clearest signals in real estate that something is wrong with that property.
Can you afford to buy a home? Consider your debt-to-income ratio with the 28-36 rule. Housing expenses shouldn't be more than 28% of your gross income. Total debt, no more than 36%. That means you can't get approved for a mortgage if your ratio is higher. Just proceed with caution.
Mistake 3. Budgeting for the mortgage payment instead of the total cost. This is the mistake that blindsides the most first-time buyers. They run their numbers carefully. Principal plus interest, they can afford it, they close. Then the real total monthly cost hits, and it is $400, $600, sometimes $900 more than they planned for. Because a mortgage payment is not just principal and interest. It is principal, interest, property taxes, homeowner's insurance, and, if you put less than 20% down, private mortgage insurance. Together, these are called PITI, and the non-mortgage portions have become unrecognizable compared to what buyers faced even 3 years ago. According to Cotality, escalating escrow costs are reshaping the financial reality of homeownership across the U.S., undermining the predictability once promised by fixed mortgage payments. Escrow payments have surged 45% since 2019 nationally. In Florida and Colorado, the jump has been over 55% in a single year. Joel Berner, senior economist at Realtor.com, issued this direct warning. Buyers should be careful to incorporate the auxiliary expenses of homeownership like insurance, taxes, and HOA fees into their budgets when deciding whether to buy. Stack everything up and the number becomes staggering.
We are tracking your money as costs rise for Minnesotans. If you've noticed a spike in your homeowner's insurance or property taxes, you're not alone.
Tonight, we're hearing from a lot of you who are feeling the pinch.
Owning a home costs over $21,000 per year in hidden expenses beyond the mortgage payment, according to a 2025 Bankrate study. That is $1,750 a month on top of your principal and interest before you spend a single dollar on furniture, utilities, or anything else. The average annual homeowner's insurance premium alone is now $2,948 nationally and projected to hit $3,057 by year end. And if you are in a flood zone, separate flood insurance adds hundreds to over $1,000 more per year on top of that.
Mortgage statement shock for Minnesotans.
You just kind of go, wait a second, what's up with this?
Karen Perry telling us she's received escrow shortage coupons the last 3 years.
I was short about $2,000. Last year it was a little over $3,000, and this year it was $4,751. You know, I'm a single mom, so having to come up with that big chunk to keep my mortgage the same, or an extra $400 per month.
Then there are HOA fees. The national average HOA fee is $191 per month, but $200 to $300 is standard, and those fees increase over time as community boards face their own rising insurance and maintenance costs. Buyers in condo or planned communities frequently discover these figures only after they are already under contract. The fix. Before you make any offer, find out the current property tax bill, request 12 months of HOA fee statements, get an insurance quote for that specific address, and add all of it together to get your actual monthly housing number. That figure, not the mortgage payment alone, is the one that tells you whether you can afford the house.
To improve your credit score, the better the credit score, the higher the credit score, the lower the interest rate. You want to get that 6% or sub 6%. Know your budget. A lot of people look at the mortgage rate and the home price, and that's how they're calculating what they can afford. But insurance prices are up a lot. Homeowners association fees. Repairs. A lot of these important things that you want to consider. So don't price yourself out of a home because of those other prices. And be flexible about size and location. Maybe you have to move a little bit further out.
Mistake 4. Confusing pre-qualification with pre-approval. This mistake does not just cost money, it costs you homes. And in 2026, in markets that are still highly competitive in parts of the Midwest and Northeast, it can cost you the specific property you had your heart set on. One of the biggest mistakes first-time buyers are making in 2026 is confusing a pre-qualification with a true pre-approval. Pre-qualification is an informal estimate. You self-report your income and assets. The lender runs no verification, pulls no documentation. It takes 10 minutes, and in a real transaction, it means almost nothing. Pre-approval is a full underwritten commitment. The lender verifies your income, employment, assets, and credit history. It signals to the seller that you are a real qualified buyer, not someone who filled out a form online. In markets with multiple offers, sellers consistently favor pre-approved buyers. The pre-qualified buyer watches their target home go to someone else and restarts the search in a market where prices have shifted. In some cases, buyers who relied on a lender's verbal estimate of what they could afford, only to find formal underwriting revealed a lower number, have had to renegotiate contracts or walk away entirely, losing earnest money deposits in the process. Closing costs alone typically run 2% to 5% of the purchase price, money that disappears if a deal collapses late in the process due to financing issues that a proper pre-approval would have caught up front. The fix: get a full, underwritten pre-approval letter before you tour a single home. Know your real number. Start this process several months before you plan to buy, not the week you find a house you want to offer on. Mistake 5. Buying based on today's payment, not tomorrow's full picture. The final mistake wraps everything above into the most dangerous trap in the 2026 housing market. It is the emotional stretch. You find a house $30,000 or $40,000 above your ceiling. The monthly difference is $200. That feels manageable. The agent says it is a great house. The seller is motivated. You convince yourself. What you have not calculated is the compound effect of that overreach across 5 years. The higher interest on the larger loan balance, the higher property tax bill on a higher assessed value, the higher insurance premium on a more expensive home. Experts recommend setting aside 1% to 4% of a home's value per year for maintenance and repairs alone, meaning on a $450,000 home versus a $410,000 home, you are carrying an extra $400 to $1,600 more every single year just in maintenance reserves. And here is what makes emotional overpaying especially costly in 2026 specifically. In 28 out of America's 53 largest metros, including every major market in Florida and Texas, home prices are already declining year over year. Stretch into an overpriced home in a declining market, and the equity you thought you were building starts evaporating before you even unpack. Davis, the real estate expert quoted by Newsweek, put the antidote in one sentence. Set your walkaway number in advance. Trust the data. A good deal should still feel good 5 years from now. The fix: set a hard ceiling before you tour a single home, not a soft number you revise upward every time you see something you love. A real, non-negotiable figure that accounts for mortgage, taxes, insurance, HOA, and maintenance reserve, all 5 cost categories together. When a home comes in above it, you walk. The $30,000 math. Here's how the number adds up. Accepting the first mortgage rate instead of shopping 3 lenders, over $30,000 across a 30-year loan, or $1,000 plus every single year per Freddie Mac. Skipping a home inspection and discovering hidden defects post-closing, $10,000 to $50,000 in repair costs. Underestimating true monthly housing costs, $21,000 per year in non-mortgage expenses that buyers routinely do not budget for. None of these require bad luck. They all require only one thing: not knowing this information before you close. The housing industry profits from buyers who do not ask enough questions. The lender who gets the deal without competition profits. The seller who conceals defects profits. The agent who pushes you to stretch your budget collects a higher commission. You are the only person in that transaction looking out for you. So be the buyer who gets 3 mortgage quotes, who insists on the inspection, who calculates the real total monthly cost before falling in love, who sets a walkaway number and keeps it. That discipline in this market is worth $30,000 or more.